Yeah, for sure. This is TM, and I'm rocking with Chicago 77.3.
We lit live. This is WBBC Chicago. Yeah. 77.3, your hottest digital station.
Now in digital HD sound.
Only DJ Malone, how you guys doing, man? Chicago 77.3, the best place to be at on any day, really. Playing all your hits and throwbacks, man. Hey, now, I'm telling you guys, man, greatness is in the building with me right now. Vegas, man, stand up on this one because you guys got a jackpot. You see how I did the wordplay right there, jackpot with the Vegas. Man, let's go ahead and bring him in real quick, man. TM, what's going on, Joe?
What's up, brother? How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Hey, man, I appreciate you being on the call. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's a very blessed day out here. It's sunny weather and living the dream.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Now let me ask you this. As far as everything, how has the starting of summer been going for you?
I can't complain. Been blessed, like I said. It's nice weather. Business wise, everything's good. So it's gonna be a good one.
Hey, that's what's up, man. So let's go ahead and get to the nitty-gritty, man. So how did this all start? Let's go into a time machine. How did this start for you?
So this actual song, we actually recorded this about 3 years ago. Um, I usually do most of my recording with my engineer and production partner, B Genius, who's
Okay.
on the track. And yeah, he just hit me up and told me to come through. He had a couple of different things for me to check out, and I heard this beat, and a few seconds later, we had a hook, and then the rest of the magic just happens itself, kind of, you know?
Hey, I feel that. Big shouts to B Genius. Big shouts to him. How did that collaboration, like, how did you guys make that bond sit together?
Oh, so we've been friends now for a hot minute. He used to be in this group called Split Breed, like an EDM hip hop hybrid group in the 20 teens, and I used to help them get bookings, different places around the country because I used to throw shows out here in Vegas. And so I
Okay.
used to help them get booked to like different festivals and things. And, they started to blow up a good bit. They got put on Warp Tour. And I decided to make the leap from just throwing events to being an artist. And since we were already, close and comfortable, and I knew he was good at what he did, we just linked up one day in the studio and been making music with him ever since. I'm pretty sure every single song I have, except for like maybe two, I've either produced with him or he's produced. And he's engineered everything for me too. So we've been working together since like 2014. So about 10 years.
Very hands on then. And I can only imagine like when you guys are collabing, Bondship is making when you collab Bondship is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So when you guys are building together, you guys are starting a journey with each other and everything, man. So that's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And he kind of knows, like different styles or what I'm capable of. So it's not a lot of time wasted. I know a lot of people like preview beats and things before they go, or they've written songs before they get in the studio. We actually just do it all right then and there. But he
Wow.
just knows kind of, we know each other. We're like family. So
That's what's up.
we just have a good vibe.
I like that, man. I definitely like that. So let's go ahead about you, TM. Where did your love for music start?
So I actually grew up in a radio family. My parents owned radio stations when I was a kid. And in fact, they still do. I'm actually a partner in a radio station myself in Hawaii in FM. So, just growing up, instead of going to daycare, I went to radio stations and we had, all different kinds of music playing. They had multiple different formats. So started listening to music all the time. It was always in my ear. And I guess my parents had a piano at one of the radio stations, and I started playing it when I was like 3 or 4 and just kind of stuck with it. And there's, certain bands that were super influential on me as a youngster, and just kind of always wanted to do something with music, whether it was throw shows, write, record, produce, manage,
Sure.
anything really. And throughout my journey, I've kind of done it all. Like I said, I threw shows for over a decade out here. I own a radio station now. I write, I record, I produce. I have a degree in music,
Mm,
so
good
it's
foundation.
yeah, it was a good foundation. And I know everyone's just trying to reach Drake level of success. that's not really ever been, I guess, the forefront of my goal. I just kind of like making music and having fun. If something cool were to happen and something pops off and people resonate with it, that's cool. But if not, I also have a degree in business, so
Hey,
I've had stuff to fall back on, and I love the radio game. I've been in the radio game for pretty much my whole life in some aspect now as an owner. So I think it just started by being in the radio game, to be honest. Just always being immersed with different styles and cultures of music.
that's what's up. I like that. This is interesting because as a radio head myself, because I own 773. So as a radio head myself, I've always been, Tom Joyner, Ricky Smiley. I've been a big fan of how the radio is presented. Even in my family, we gathered all around the radio. Of course, we did TV, but radio was a different thing. Like it was, especially at breakfast time when we were listening to the morning shows. We'll all just kind of gather around and listen to the radio, which was cool and everything. And which is crazy. Do you ever think because of you being in radio, you view success in a different type of light?
Yeah, I totally would say that for sure. Um, to me, I guess success is just if you put out a piece of art that, you know, resonated with you personally or made some people feel some type of way or inspired someone. I think that's success. Compared to today, it's more measured by commercial success.
Yeah.
How many units you sold, and I mean, there's songs that, are timeless songs that probably weren't the biggest sellers, but we're still hearing them 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
And it's funny the guys you mentioned listen to because I grew up in Atlanta, so I used to listen to those guys too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been a big component of radio. Is this that it brings out everything. It's the audio version of a matinee. I used to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The presentation of it and stuff. And then when I became an actual, I'm a DJ primarily, but when I actually became a station owner, I grew a greater appreciation on the back end of actually now I can actually program the way I want the songs to lay out and everything, and it's pretty cool.
You could like not only create the mood as a DJ, but you can create the mood as like a programmer.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
So I like the fact that you dab into different genres and everything. What would if you had to put it? What would be, I guess, to describe your sound? What would be your sound?
Yeah. I honestly would just consider myself more pop than anything, but it's definitely hip hop influence with a lot of dance influence. When I first started making music, I was making like hip hop over like EDM kind of festival music.
Yeah.
And I did a good national tour of hitting some festivals and stuff. And then I put out like one EP and a couple singles. And then 2015 I followed up with like a single, and then I kind of went dark on them for about 4.5, 5 years.
Mm.
And so when I came back, I kind of wasn't really doing so much the dance influence, went more like traditional hip hop and kind of pop style for a while. And now I'm kind of circling back around to just really anything if it's the right mood and gives me the vibe. But I would say probably pop with hip hop.
Okay. Pop pop.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that pop hop. I like that.
Yeah. Hey, it's something that you can bring into the label and say, yeah, this is pop pop, and they make them feel better. So let's talk about Lil Turn Up then. So we and of course it's in the name. It's hype. What did now in making this? How did this all come about?
So like I said, I went to the studio. There was another person there that I don't typically work with that Genius works with, and they had just finished up doing some things, and he's like a country hip hop artist,
Okay.
and they were all joking around or whatever, and we were talking back and forth, and this as I'm previewing tracks, I think this is like the second or third song, because I'll listen for 30 seconds so I don't feel something like skip next, and he'll start playing the next one, and this was like the third one that started playing. and everyone was joking around, and someone said something, and I swear it sounded like someone said they were going to turn themselves up a little. I'm like, ooh, I like that,
Yeah.
and kind of went with that, and yeah, the whole vibe for it really is just kind of like a feel good song, getting yourself ready to go out for the night. You know, if you've actually dove into the song, it's about going to the club, looking nice, having a good night,
Yeah.
you know, pulling that hot girl.
Yeah.
Uh, it's a success story.
Hey, but in essence, what I look at it that like when I used to go to the clubs or DJ, it was always a success story. Like that was like you came in there and then you're trying to get somebody, and then when you got somebody, you got the number on your hand. I'm showing my age, but you got the number
Right.
on your hand, and that was a success.
Right.
So definitely, man, I like that. I like that. So is this off a EP album or is just a single right now?
This is just a single. I started just dropping singles. The last couple years, I feel like it's just easier to drop a single and drop another one because I kind of want to, when you drop an EP, you got to figure out which track's the one people like, and then
Yeah.
start gravitating towards pushing that one. At least when I'm dropping singles, I can kind of tell right away if it's resonating or not, and if I should move on or keep on the gas.
Yeah.
This one's fairly new. We have had some success in the past. We have a couple. We've charted iTunes in like 6 countries.
That's what's up.
Um, uh, I do a lot of stuff with J Spins as far as promotion.
Okay.
So shout out to J Spins. He's helped me break a lot of my records. I've been the #2 seller on Amazon, multiple iTunes, like I said, and that's all because we just push them all hard. But yeah, this one's just a single. I'm probably gonna push on it for 3 to 6 months. We already have a couple other ones ready to go in the library, ready to drop. I think the next one actually I'm gonna drop on J Spin's Wild Dogs Entertainment.
Hey.
Um, yeah, but we're gonna push this one for a few months because I feel like it's a good spring summer song. It's starting to be club season again out here.
Yeah.
It's warming up.
Okay.
People are getting their finest threads on, stepping
Yeah.
out to the clubs,
Yeah.
buying those bottles. So I figure it's a good song to get them motivated for the night. Getting ready to go out for the night.
Hey, I want to ask you this, man, and you might be the perfect person to ask. In this day of age, it used to be with the radio formula, you would go on your radio tour, your promo tour, whatever you want to call it, and you would hit the spots. Now with digital being not just a contender, but I would even argue maybe in some aspects over FM. What do you think the formula is now?
Yeah, that's a tough one too because it really depends. I mean, there's artists like like Tech Nine who have had amazing successful careers, and they're still considered like I guess underground artists. They're not getting a lot of radio play, and now that digital's kind of taken over, I feel like they can market to the fan base that would probably show out for them. I feel like with like geotagging and some of the tools we have with some of the social media and the digitals, you have a good chance of hitting your niche market if you are a niche artist.
Yeah.
Whereas, back in the day, like you said, you had to hit hundreds of radio station promos and little tours. Uh, in the digital age, there's definitely a chance to get your name out there more. But I feel like there's also a chance to just put stuff out there and be drowned out because a lot of artists think that they can just, put together a song and put it out and the work's done. And sadly, that is not the formula for success. That's why I still do these radio interviews. I try to do some blogs. I do some digital marketing. I try to hit all the bases now because I feel like if you want a chance of success, the work is maybe a quarter of the way done when the song comes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
I get that, and I think too is, and you hit it on the head, a niche. You can go on a podcast and like somebody, let's say, you have a song about smoking, and you can go on a smoking podcast and you can get hits from there. You can go to if you did a weed song, you can go to like maybe a convention for weed and pop off there. I think there's so many different avenues that you can go into if you're a niche artist and bring it out even more further.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of my music a few years ago is definitely more like smoker music. I'm a stoner myself, so
Yeah.
I do make some stoner music. And that is kind of a niche market itself. Um but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stoner groups that have had success too out there. I mean, they're not like, huge as like a Drake, but like there's definitely some. They pay the bills and they've had a
Yeah,
good life and they're doing
yeah.
what they love. So
And I think that is kind of what kind of what we talked about before. Is success is at the eye as on the eyes of the beholder.
for
I
sure.
think I think you can be successful, and as long as you're paying your bills, and you can go out a couple times a month or whatever, and the wife is good, the kids are good. Hey, that's success.
Yeah, and as long as you're happy, you're doing something that makes you feel good or makes you feel like you're having a positive impact, then you're winning.
Hey, that's what it is, man. So now, Lil Turn Up, do we got a music video for this yet, or how we looking on this?
I dropped a visualizer. I have a lyric video coming, and probably might drop that next week.
Okay.
And we'll let that be out there in the world for a little bit, and then we might follow up with an actual music video.
Okay. I think too is content on Instagram and TikTok is just as much as even just a single, which is crazy to me in some aspects.
Yeah, I haven't mastered the art of that video making and editing yet, so I might have to find me someone to do that. But yeah, I have been hitting TikTok. Another shout out back to Jay Spence again. We got a good TikTok campaign that's been running for this single.
Yeah.
We've been added, yeah, a couple handfuls of times, but got over 113,000 video hits from the different people that have added it. Like we got added in El Salvador to some video,
Okay.
Ukraine. So you can definitely see that you can get reach in the world. And I think that's funny thing because there's always a lot of conversation here in Vegas about who's the best artist in Vegas, blah 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 blah. But Vegas isn't really a city that supports its people like that. We're kind of like a hater city. So they'll only love you when you've already got the fame.
Somebody
So
had said that. I had Caroline Scott. Now she's a R&B singer, and she's from Vegas. And she said that. She said Vegas is not. They're not gonna put you on until you're already on for somebody else.
yeah, it's kind of like a hater city. No one here wants to support the next guy because they feel like they're stealing from their own shine if they support the next artist. So this is a kind of a hard city to come up in, and I try to tell people, like not that I'm someone important, but like people who are just starting out, maybe not necessarily focus so much on your hometown anymore because like here I might have gotten, let's say, less than 100 album purchases,
Mm.
but I've sold enough to chart in multiple countries.
Yeah.
So the access to music for those people, they might love us. And then you have an opportunity to do shows in other countries instead of just focusing on blowing up in your hometown anymore.
Yeah. And I think the internet has tremendously played a role in that. You know what I'm saying? You can actually, let's say, hey, I want to do a meet and greet at the top cities that I perform in. And once you set that up, your audience will come right out, and it's like almost not instantaneously, but it's almost like a cheat sheet for your analytics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I definitely, like I said, man, that's really dope that what you're doing. Um, what's next for you, man? What's next? What you got playing on?
Like I said, we're gonna push this one for a few months. I have another single called "Whoa." I'm gonna follow up with that. Um, it's kind of like we kind of redid the Office theme
Okay.
and just made it a fun song about females and the female anatomy.
Okay. That's hey, he gets the horn for that. Definitely, man. I definitely interested to see that, man. Definitely interested. Um, let me ask you this: in the next 3 years, where do you hope to see yourself?
Um, that's a good question. Uh, I would like to get back to playing some shows. I haven't done shows in a couple of years. I'd really like to chart on Billboard. That's been my goal here for a while. I'm hoping to do that with this single as I keep pushing it and hitting these radio promotional tours and things. So hopefully a Billboard charting artist.
Hey, put that in the universe, man. You can do it.
Yeah,
You can do it. You can definitely can do it, man. So I'm looking forward for that, man. I'm
I
looking forward.
appreciate it.
There's a couple more questions. What are two things you're grateful for?
Oh man, I'm grateful for every day, every moment. But if I'm saying two things, um, I guess probably my family and friends for sure. And hmm, I think I am grateful for music too, man. Like it's music can change your whole day, you know. Like if you're having a bad day, you can put on a song that cheers you up. If you're going through a breakup, you can put on a song that, kind of makes you forget for a minute. So definitely thankful for music. It's definitely been a big part of my life, and I think it's a big part of a lot of people's lives.
Yeah. Music is life. Without music,
It'd be
I
boring. We got no soundtrack.
yeah, there's nothing. So, big. That's what's up to you, man. Anything you want to say to your stalkers, your lovers, your supporters?
Yeah, guys, if you're out there, just check out the new single Lil Turn Up. I'm pretty sure we're about to drop it today. Hit the socials. All the socials are t.m.live. Um, yeah, just check me out. Just check out the old stuff. I got something for everybody.
Definitely, man. I'm excited, and people, make sure you guys go check out his back catalog too, because he got some real heat out there, man. So make sure you guys not only to check out the turn up joint, but check out everything that he has going up and from his back catalog. Dude has been on the rise, man. So big ups to you, man. Before
Appreciate it.
before you go, man, where can people find you at? MySpace, Instagram, everything.
I'm on the Instagram. I'm on the TikTok. I'm on Twitter. Everything is Facebook too. It's at t.m.live, Live.
That's
And
easy.
funny how that came to happen too is because, like I told you, I was doing a lot of those like electric music festivals there for a while, right?
Yeah,
And so because I'm a live performance, they'll indicate if it's a DJ set or a live performance, and I'm a live performer with a DJ.
yeah.
So on the first flyer of the first big festival I did, the promoter changed my name from TM to TM Live. So I just ran with it and have been running with it ever since.
What's up? TM Live. Hey, and he's live in effect, people. Make sure you check him out. What does the TM stand for?
It has various different meanings depending on where we're at in the day. Original meaning was the man. It was given to me by my mentor, DJ Drum Major in Atlanta.
Okay.
We used to watch a lot of the Matrix movies, Mr. Smith. So it was kind of like a play on that. And a lot of my friends say it stands for too much when I've been turned up a little bit too much.
Hey, that's a good thing though, man. I need to come see one of your shows, man. I bet you be live in effect.
Bro, it's a cardio session. I gotta get my cardio back up. Yeah.
Definitely, man. TM, man, before you go, I always ask artists, man, to do one drop for me. If you can, man, can you say your name? And I'm rocking with Chicago 77.3.
Yeah, for sure. This is TM, and I'm rocking with Chicago 77.3.
Yeah, dig. Make sure you guys support. Always support the people that I bring up here. You want to know why? They dope as hell, man. Chicago 77.3, man. TM, this has been a pleasure, and I'm looking for a billboard, so I'm be checking every day just for you, man. So
All
I'm
right,
be
brother. I
looking,
appreciate you having me on. Thank you for your time.
anytime, man. Chicago 77.3. Let go.
We lit live. This is WBBC Chicago. Yeah. 77.3, your hottest digital station.
Now in digital HD sound.
Cool, man.